facilitate this. Hi Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our next chapter of focusing or meditating on the beautiful symbols on the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga as we approach his most awaited appearance day, Gaur Purnima. We can start off with Mangala Charan prayers. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते
नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी
प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय. I'm very fortunate right now. I'm actually sitting under the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Virtually, I'm trying to send this to all of you. Hope you receive that mercy. Today, just before we begin, I wanted to share this is how our segment will flow. We have 3 key segments in this talk show. The first one will be introduction of the symbols and like what it represents philosophically, psychologically. Next would be personal application, like why did each of the wonderful Vaishnavis who chose this symbol and what it truly means in their lives, associated with like preaching application and so forth. And also, how can we give this Krishna consciousness to other people by spreading the glories of these symbols, right, that are present on the lotus feet of the Lord. The next stage would be summarizing in 1 minute about the chosen symbol and emphasizing on why they chose the symbol and why is it so important. And the final round would be each Mataji speaking about the other's chosen symbol for a minute. And we'll end the beautiful discussion with a meditative walk through memory lane, which our wonderful Sri Radha Govinda Mataji initiated. So before we begin, we'll also seek her blessings for organizing this wonderful meditative talk show that we can all relish, right? Like all of us know about these symbols, but how have we gone in this much depth? So let's begin. Right, Paul. So our 2 wonderful speakers today are Tharani Radha Devidasi and Nandini Kishori Mataji. Tharani Mataji, would you like to go first?
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, dear devotees, for this kind opportunity to speak. Today, my symbol is Urdhva Rekha. It is a long line which is in between the toe and the middle finger on the left feet of the Supreme Lord, the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This line, it symbolizes the upliftment of the consciousness of the jiva towards the lotus feet of the Lord. It's elevation in consciousness, spiritual upliftment, and attainment of the Supreme Lord's lotus feet.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Jai. Nandini Kishori Mataji, would you like to go next?
Yes, Hare Krishna. So this half moon symbol, symbolizes how the lotus feet of their lordship truly accomplish the desired objective of the devotees. It signifies that even gods like Lord Shiva have decorated their own heads with the soles of their feet, means Lord Nityananda and Gauranga's feet, and their mouths by their holy names. It also shows that devotees who likewise decorate their own heads and their feet can become exalted like Lord Shiva. This symbol also reminds of Lord Jagannath's smiling face. And when in Madhya Leela, when the Rath Yatra is going on, then Lord Chaitanya's eyes, the nectar flows from them, and they are compared to the nectar of the moon. So Lord Chaitanya's eyes are also closed eyes, and smile reminds us of moon, this crescent-shaped moon on the lotus feet.
Jai, that's so beautiful. And this is something I wanted to mention in the end, right? This Sangha, like because of this Sangha, now whenever we look at that smiling face of Lord Jagannath, we we'll also be reminded of that crescent moon. Thank you, Mataji. It's beautiful. Tarnik, Radha Mataji, would you like to share why you chose this symbol and what it means in your life, and also the associated preaching application?
Yes, Mataji. This particular line, this rope, it's indicative of how devotional service is much, much above, the karma yoga as well as the jnana yoga, which many people follow. In karma yoga, the person is so much trying to enjoy, but then it's very difficult to give up these materialistic tendencies. There is so much of bhoga, yet they're trying to have a little bit of um, devotional service included. Otherwise, he's just going to be called a karmi without the yoga part, which are to service to the Lord. So that's why he's called a karma yogi. But yet he has this huge tendency to enjoy. Whereas the jnana yogi, his intention is to merge in the personal effulgence of the Lord. Yet he also is having a desire, a desire to renounce the world. So there is like bhoga and tyaga, which both the karmi as well as the jnani is oscillating between. But yet for a bhakta yogi, this particular robe on on the lotus feet of the Lord, it's helping him because here is the Supreme Lord very personally. He's a person, and then he's helping us. This robe is indicative of the chanting beads that we're using every single day, the robe that he sends through the means of the instructions of the Guru, and then the Shastras. So Guru Sadhu Shastras, this robe indicates all of this, as well as every day when we are chanting, we can meditate. That the robe of the lotus feet of the Lord is what we are holding on to. Each beat that we are chanting, we want to attain their lotus feet. Because it's only through devotional service that we can understand Krishna. Krishna also says, Bhaktyamam Abhijanati. So that means only through bhakti can we understand him. And then the other two parts, right? Those materialistic desires, it'll continue to be there. But then when you do bhakti to the Lord by holding on to his feet, even the tendency, even the seeds, even the root desires, it's even at the root, all these materialistic desires will be burnt away. So that's so beautiful, right? And then when that's burnt away, a bhakta yogi or a devotee will definitely he'll reach the ultimate abode. That is the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, which everyone hankers for. There's so much of bliss in that. And then just imagine, it's not like you are independently using your own effort, but then there is a Lord personally, sending you that robe. So when a loving person is extending their hand towards you, it's much more easier to grasp that rope and then go towards him. So there is this personal loving exchange also happening in this. So this symbol signifies that for me, that the personal loving Lord is present and he's helping us. We don't have to be feeling that we are alone. We can always depend on him and he's there for us. So it's this kind of relaxation that, you're not alone. This kind of consolation or solace that, and also protection, support that we can feel that Krishna is there and he's so kind. Every time we pick up a shastra, every time we pick up the beads or the instructions of the gurus and we are listening to the classes, this is a rope that he's sending so that if you're holding on to it, if you actually follow it correctly, you will reach his feet without fail. So this is what I would like to share today, Mataji.
Beautiful. Any preaching application for this, Mataji?
Preaching application would be like expressing to others that it is only through bhakti. It is bhakti only which will ultimately lead to the lotus feet of the Lord. Because any other path that we might take, there is the purification is not complete, and also there is a tendency to fall back. And then lifetimes we have to take to come to this ultimate process, ultimate path of bhakti. Because even a karma yogi or a jnana yogi, he has to take multiple births to attain pure devotional service ultimately. Because without bhakti, you cannot understand or even enter the realm of Goloka Vrindavan, the lotus feet of the Lord. It is very difficult. It's not like we are condemning the other path. All paths are, it's wonderful. If any person is at that different path, it's nice that they're taking a step towards the Lord. But ultimately, it is pure devotional service alone which will, make the hankering of the soul to be relinquished. That is the happiness in the personal loving service of Krishna. So this robe is that pure devotional service, elevation of consciousness of the soul through pure devotional service. So the preaching essence is giving so much of importance to how we need to do everything that we're doing only for the pleasure of Krishna, not that I'm doing this so that I get something else. So if that is not the agenda, if our goal and aim, sole aim in life is to do everything that we are doing to please Krishna, then that is perfection. That is the beauty. And not everybody will be there, but then knowing the goal is important and working towards the goal, taking baby steps, that will help us to reach his beautiful, loving lotus feet.
Sure, Mataji, that was amazing. When we look at Srila Prabhupada, like each purport of Srila Prabhupada, he wants to make sure, even if someone is not reading Bhagavad Gita from the start to the end, any purport you take, he talks about bhakti and the Hare Krishna mantra. So beautifully you brought in that aspect, right? That it's only through bhakti and pure bhakti will we have elevation of consciousness. And this Urdhva Rekha is actually like a rope taking us back. And very, very, very well said, Mataji. Thank you so much. Nandini Kishori Mataji, would you like to talk about the moon, the crescent moon?
Yes, Hare Krishna. So as you see here, the moon is on the right feet of Lord Chaitanya. It's very close to the beads and Tulsi Devi, who gives Bhakti Devi and chanting. So this material world, we say samsara dhava nalalida loka. There is such a fire in this material world, and it has to be the only Guru's mercy extinguishes. And Prabhupada has said that the sun is like purification by chanting, Guru gives you the chanting. But the moon, Gauranga, Guru and Gauranga, you need both. Gauranga is like that one moon. There are millions of the stars, but there is one moon. It's the soothing rays of the moon that really cools us and really, the bhakti is there, boiling pot, but then it makes it like nectar, sweet nectar, like Amruta Keli, like, you eat sweet kheer or even ice cream. It's so cooling, it's so pacifying. Even in the astrology, first comes the sun period, 6 years of purification, and then 10 years of soothing rays of moon come. First, Lord Krishna came for 4,000 years, Krishna Chandra. But then we have for 10,000 years of golden period of Lord Chaitanya. And this is the window in which we can go back to Godhead. Moon in Bhagavad Gita 15.12 also says that, Prabhupada says in the purport, moon is the planet that gives vegetation, somarasa. He's the life juice. When we are chanting, and if we have that mood, if it nourishes us. It's not just mechanic. Chanting is purifying, but when we have that sweet rasa in that chanting, then Lord Krishna is attracted, Lord Garanga is attracted, and there are so many songs written about moon. And these songs also enhance our rasa in every way. This moon smile also can remind us of Lord Chaitanya's smile, Lord Jagannath's smile. Jagannath, he has this face-to-face smile, and you know why? Because he only sees devotees' good things. He only sees what is good in the devotee, and he has this big moon, full moon-like eyes, and never sees anything bad. That's why he never blinks. We have the other thing about Lord Chaitanya is that moon is Radharani. There are many Rasa Leelas, many nighttime pastimes are happening in the Lord Krishna and Radharani's Leelas. And in the night of Amavasya, when she walks to meet Krishna, there's no moon in the sky. So lot of thorns get into her. And then appears the moon every night, increasing. And on the day of full moon, Sharat Purnima, the Ras dance happens. So it's our journey. It's like moon is also symbolizes our journey, the waning of the moon. It's how growth happens. And just like a growth can signify the union, the waning of the moon can signify the separation. And what's union without separation? So when we are having this thinking about moon and Lord Chaitanya's mercy, and to distribute is that three things. One is to establish that Krishna consciousness is the only way. One moon is equivalent to millions of stars. People are like, after this Baba, that path, this path. There are millions of paths, but there's only one moon. And there's only one way they can come out of this material world suffering is by Krishna consciousness. Lord Gaura Chandra, Mayapur Chandra, Krishna Chandra, these are the only way to come out of this, all this millions of distractions in our bhakti path. Second thing, moon is like cooling. Sometime a preacher gets hot and heavy, but the way to really win the hearts is that show that smile, moon-like smile, crescent shaped moon. Yes, tell them everything they're saying is right, and just that sweetness will attract. It's because Krishna is watching you, Lord Karanga is watching you, and it will bring them back to the lotus feet. And third, it nourishes, like I said before, is the vegetation. So we can give that aspect. Moon also consider motherly, the nurturing of the souls, the jivas that we want to bring back to the Godhead with us. We can nurture them like moon. And Bhakti Devi was getting dry, and it says that Bhagavatam and it's increased is when she starts coming back to life. And that Bhakti Devi's dryness can be compared to the purification. Yes, we get purified in the Bhakti, but then we need the nourishment of Srimad Bhagavatam to feel like the moon is nourishing. We need that that aspect to really balance out our Bhakti. Hare Krishna. Back to
Hi,
you.
Krishna Mataji. For the first time, I feel like Ananta Shesh, I have millions of years because each point is so relevant and so deep, and we can really, really, really go so much deeper. So thank you so much. I don't know which one to stress on. I kind of
Yeah,
feel
it's hard to stop. I can go for an hour.
yeah, and then each has its own layer, right? Like for just taking one example of, or just focusing on the preaching aspect that you mentioned, right? You were saying Krishna consciousness is like one moon, or like so many other stars, but just one moon, so one focus, and how you when you preach, you have all this message that you want to share, you want people to purify, but if you don't have that smile, right? Like if you don't smile and preach, how will it be cooling? How will it be calming? How can you truly attract them? And then finally, like you meant, not finally, but like the point you mentioned was like nurturing and nourishing like a mother, like how oh wow, Mataji, very, very beautiful. And again, you stressed on how Jagannath's smiling face also represents, can remind us of that crescent moon at the lotus feet. I, in fact, really loved initially when you started talking about this, how the Vaishnavanam Yatam Shambhu also carries that moon. Now it makes sense because he's meditating on the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga and Nityanandaja, and their mouths also purified, calling out to their names. Beautiful, beautiful. So the next question would be like, when do we truly know that we're at the lotus feet of the Lord? We're not just speaking about them, but when do we know that we are? Tarani Radha Mataji, would you like to go?
Please, could you rephrase the question? When do we know that we know?
We are at the lotus feet of Lord, like you're meditating on this symbol, but when do you truly feel like you have attained that, the lotus feet? You're not just speaking about it, right? Oh, the Urdhva Rekha is so and so, but when do you feel that, that you are now at the lotus feet of the Lord and you've attained that Urdhva Rekha?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the clarification. Yes, a person can feel that they are at the lotus feet of the Lord when they are absorbed in their chanting, when they're feeling relishment in that chanting, when the mind is not perturbed, but yet they're feeling so much of union with the mantra. When the mind is with the mantra and the mantra is in the mind, when there is that union between the mind and the mantra, then the person can understand that, they're truly at the lotus feet of the Lord, begging for His mercy to pick them up. Prabhupada also said, always call out to the Lord like a child who's lost, calling out for their mother. So in that desperation, when we are calling out to the Lord to pick us up, and tears are really rolling up, you're crying not because you've attained love of God. You're crying because you don't have love and you want to love, and you're crying in that mood, right? That time you can understand you are at His feet, and then it's just a matter of time that He's just going to pick you up. So it's just a matter of time. But then we can understand when, it's when a person is full, when he's had a feast, he knows that he is, he's full. He doesn't have to, like, nobody needs to give him a certificate. Now you are like, you are satisfied. I'm sure your tummy is full. The person himself can feel it. So it's likewise, in our unconsciousness, we can understand that when the mind is completely absorbed in, the lotus feet of Govinda, then we have attained his lotus feet. The mind is there. The mind is there to say, the consciousness is there. And then a person who's another person can judge. Even in the Gita, Arjuna asks many times, how can we know, this person is Sthita Prajna? Krishna says he's not disturbed. He's not disturbed by externals. Heat, cold, praise or dishonor. It doesn't affect him because he knows who he is and who is the Lord. That's why this rope, in one side we are there, the other side the Lord is there. His personal hand is there. This understanding that he is not impersonal is also a very nice meditation when we are thinking about this rope, that everything is personal in bhakti. There is the Lord, there is the bhakta, and there is bhakti in between them. This rope also signifies that. And it is not by like austerities, charity, sacrifice, or any other method that we can attain or get over all these unwanted desires, like last time, the greed and pride, illusion, everything. All this can be got over only when we have a little bit of slight trace of bhakti towards the lotus feet of Govinda. So when with that mood, if we are chanting, then we can know that we are at the, holding the other end of the rope, and Krishna is there on the other end. You can feel it. Thank you.
So well said, Mataji. Thank you. Also, dear Vaishnavis present, please feel free to ask questions, interject anytime if you want any clarification, if you have any doubts, or if any realization came into your heart as you're hearing these two wonderful symbols being discussed. As we wait for devotees to mention anything, I have a quick question to ask. And that is, in this age of modernization and everything available in the touch of a finger, with a rope, right? It's a beautiful analogy, rope. But with a rope, you have to put all the stress to climb, right? How many of us are really into it? So what do you have to say to such a person, right? Rope meaning you have to put in the effort. What if we don't want to do that?
So this rope is so special, wherein you don't have to be like those rope climbers and then hold on and go, like a person who climbs the coconut tree, and then he has to keep putting effort to keep going, ascending. But our process is descending. The mercy comes, and then it's a descending process. We are not by our effort climbing the rope. We just have to hold on to the rope, and the rope is pulled by the Lord. You're getting it right? So it's just like when we are hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. What does it say? Just by hearing the Lord in the heart cleanses our heart of all the unwanted desires, right? So likewise, all we have to do is just hold on to the one end of the rope. It's like our Prabhupada said, hold on the one end of my dhuti and I will take you back. That means hold on to the instructions. Hold on to the chanting. Just be with the chanting. You are just holding one end. Krishna is the one who's pulling you up. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. I was thinking of the Samudra Mandan episode, wherein, if you think about it, it's actually Krishna doing everything. He's seated on the top to steady the mountain. He's below as Kurma Dev holding, and then he's done everything. He's on the side pulling the rope as Mahavishnu supporting the Devatas the same way. Like he's pulling that rope, but from beneath that we're sitting on him. So you don't even have to raise yourself. You're just seated nicely on this rope, and he's pushing you also from beneath. So thank you so much, Mataji. Nandini Kishori Mataji, when do you think we feel we're truly at the lotus feet of the Lord and not just speaking about these glorious symbols?
So I really want to appreciate Taruni Radha's stress on chanting. I don't want to repeat it. What I want to add is that I'm not at that level of chanting. I don't relish it so much as I dream to be relishing. But what really inspires me is giving Krishna to others. And that's why I will go from that, because when you give Krishna to others, you get blessings of those people who are coming close to Krishna. And you also get to please Srila Prabhupada because you're distributing his books, and he loved when people distributed his books. Second thing is, even if you have no qualifications, what qualifications do we have for chanting? What qualifications do we have? But it says even anybody who distributed a book, that book distributor asks, what if I cannot think of Krishna at the last time of the last point in my life? and Prabhupada gives the answer, then Lord Chaitanya will personally come and take you back to Godhead if you have distributed my books. And this is what he, at another time, he said that whoever goes to these Muslim countries, I will keep my feet on their head. You know, what better guarantee to reach Krishna's feet than being at the lotus feet of his devotees, Prabhupada. And of course, another time he had said that I will take his lotus feet on my head, and that's for but that's how much it pleased Srila Prabhupada. Is that when we give this mercy out. Now, Chaitanya Charitamrita says that we should balance out. Without achar, you cannot do prachar. Without prachar, you cannot do, So sometimes it does happen in my beginning stages that without achar, I'm trying to do prachar. But Lord Chaitanya's mercy, Lord Chaitanya's loving glance is so powerful that whatever impurities I will have will automatically will be evaporated. I don't have to work separately on it. And that,
Any way
that
of, yeah, sorry, I was just gonna say, any way of joining this or connecting it with the symbol you chose? Like, how do you feel that?
why did I choose the symbol? Is that what
No,
you're
no,
asking?
like, you're talking about the lotus feet, the importance of that, chanting, book distribution, but any way of connecting how we feel we're truly at the lotus feet based on that symbol?
Yeah, so that's when I'm doing that activity, I feel I'm at the lotus feet of Prabhupada, who is at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. I'm not qualified to directly think about Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet or being there, but I know I'm holding on to the feet of Acharya, who is at the lotus feet, Abhayacharan Ravinda, who is at the lotus feet of another devotee. Then I know that I'm there. And another aspect is again that moon-like smile is a real inspiration, and when I can smile, when I can be really happy, then I can say yes, I'm a Krishna conscious devotee, and my happiness will attract others. Prabhupada said in preaching you don't have to use words. Preaching is by happy devotees will
Right.
attract other devotees to this. And another thing about that is the second thing, and yeah.
It's fine, Mataji. Take your time to recollect whatever you wanted to share. We'll have more opportunities to share. So thank you so much. Really like, embodying the mood of Lord Chaitanya, his beautiful smile. If we also were to smile and have all those beautiful qualities that he has, then it'll be so easy to attract devotees. And when we focus on his lotus feet, automatically all that mood, everything that he imbibes will hopefully come onto us, and then we can act as like those magnet pieces, attracting different souls back to his lotus feet. Beautiful. Now let's move on to maybe summarizing. You all shed so much nectar. So let's perhaps take this opportunity to summarize and have like key takeaways for 1 minute about your chosen symbol, and emphasize why you chose a symbol and why you think this is the most important symbol. Tarani Mataji, are you ready?
Okay. Okay.
Please begin.
This beautiful lotus tree. I hear background voice. Maybe I'm not able to. Okay, let me focus. Yes. This particular Urdhva that is present in the lotus feet of the Lord, it is very symbolic of how somebody was like, sharing. I love this. That the Bhakti Lata creeper, the Bhakti Lata seed, which is given by the Supreme Lord in our heart, it just keeps growing upwards towards the Lord. It's the elevation of our consciousness, of how, every birth, there is conscious evolution that is going on happening, not just in our, physical bodies, but in the consciousness of the person. And then the more we are sticking or aligning with the goals that Krishna has for us, right? Then we are moving towards his lotus feet. It is also symbolic of his personal reciprocation for every effort that we are doing. And it's also that it's a descending process where he is putting the rope for us to, hold on and climb up. It's not that we can climb up like a mountain climber, but then it's a process where, we are holding on to that mercy, which is the descending mercy, the mercy which is coming through our supreme disciplic succession, the bona fide spiritual masters, and the entire. Yeah, even that is also like a rope, right? It's like, signifying that how the disciplic succession is also a chain, right? And the
Nice.
verses in the Bhagavad Gita, Shivan Bhagavatam, that is also like, if you see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, that's also like a rope. It's like a big
Thank
line.
you.
So just
Perfect. Beautifully summarized.
just holding on to these verses, the instructions, the Guru's lotus feet, then we can reach the Supreme Lord's lotus feet. Why I liked it very much is because I felt
I'm sorry. I know we want to go on, but like our 1 minute timer is up. But thank you so much for summarizing, Mataji. Nandini Kishore Mataji, would you like to?
Hare Krishna. Lord, this moon-shaped symbol is the one that again nourishes our heart, our soul, and recharges our batteries. All we have to do is hold on to Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet, think about the moon like his smile, um, his sweet mood of giving mercy to everybody. Lord Chaitanya's movement is, Krishna said that Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. But Lord Chaitanya's movement, it has absolutely no conditions. He says, everybody, Jare dekho, tyare kaho Krishna Upadesh. Take this moment to every town and village, and how the moon is visible throughout the universe. Everywhere Lord Chaitanya's name will be reaching. How the moon floods the entire ocean just because there's so much attraction. We can flood the entire world with that kind of moon and give Gaurachandra. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very, very, very well said. Thank you so much. I know how hard it is because in the beginning you had so much nectar to share, and now you had to like summarize and put it into one small pot and share it. So thank you so much. Maybe this is a good segue to have a question for the audience. Like, which of the two symbols do you think are the hardest for us to observe, and also why? So it's a nice opportunity to just take a second and self-reflect and think about these two symbols, the Urdhva Rekha mark and the crescent moon. Perhaps we can start with the speakers. Like, why do you think, or what do you think is the hardest among the two? It doesn't have to be your chosen symbol. It can be the other way around too. But what do you think is the hardest among the two? Other participants, please feel encouraged to raise your hands or unmute and share your thoughts as well.
There are already two texts in the chat. Would you
Okay.
like to?
Yeah, Rajamandri Mataji, she's saying both are very easily accessible. So for her, neither of them are hard to achieve. So that's wonderful. I wish I had those qualities, and it was both very easy. Thank you. She also mentions, how the moon represents like cooling, soothing, nourishing rays of Krishna's love, and the Urdhva represents the Bhakti Lata creeper that will grow and take us towards the spiritual world. Thank you, Mataji. She's also saying Rekha represents connection, and moon represents love and sweetness. Anyone else would like to add? Tanya Radha Mataji, Nandini Kishore Mataji, anything you'd like to share?
I wanted to share that for me also. I feel both of them are easily accessible. Both are so sweet. In meditating on each of these symbols, you just feel so much of happiness in the heart, because there is this personal connection as well as happiness, which is present in both the symbols. Personal connection of the Lord, and then when you're connecting, you'll feel happy. The same with the crescent moon also. When you're trying to give Krishna, you feel happy in the heart because the Lord is happy himself. So it's like, a two-way kind of a connection. You give and then you're getting happiness. You're holding and then you're getting happiness, because Krishna is also looking for you, right? It's just like Krishna. I'm just thinking that this thought just came. Like when he's calling out on the flute to all these cows, when they're all lost. And then he's just waiting for each of us, right? Likewise, this rope, it's just the same thing. He's calling out, he's, reaching out by saying, hey, come on, it's time up, it's evening, let's all go back.
Beautiful, Mataji. I don't know if it's the Texas effect in me. I currently reside in Texas. Like I'm just thinking like Krishna's like a cowboy. Puts, and then he doesn't have to drag us because we're just lost. And then we see him, it's like, my master found me, and then you just hop behind him. So very, very, very nice, Mataji. Thank you so much. It's so amazing, right? Like we have this, yeah, Nandini Kishore, Mataji, you wanted to share something?
You know how we distribute Bhagavatam, we say you cannot break the set. You cannot just take the first canto, Lotus Feet of Krishna. Similarly, you have to take all the symbols. It's the full mercy. How can you leave one and, you can't have a favorite child.
Yeah,
But
we're
still,
gonna
Krishna said it's okay to have Ishtadev, so I love moon.
Very nice, Mataji. Yeah, just gonna stress that in a second. It's gonna get hard because you have to choose a symbol, and because that's what we want to meditate on, right? And we were all mentioning we want to have one goal. There are all these symbols, so one moon. Thinking again, I just wanted to appreciate, just like Sri Radha Govind Mataji always says, right? The energy that we get in this live sangha and how we get to learn so much from each other. Coming into this, I did like my own reading and research for each of these topics, but you both shared so much more nectar than I could have conceived or read by myself, like without this sangha. So grateful to both of you. Nandini Kishore Mataji already has chosen her symbol, which is moon. That's just wonderful. Thank you. Because again, as Sri Radha Maji always mentions, each symbol has a bhakti of its own, right? Its own unique flavor. And we need that. That's the reason when you go to like an ice cream parlor or something, like there are so many flavors of ice creams to choose from. Jai. And then Nandini Kishore Mataji goes on and mention how His Holiness Japataka Swami has chosen Mayapur Chandra to serve. Jai. And you, okay. She's saying I don't have to read that. But yeah, talking about His Holiness Japataka Swami, I was thinking, Tarni Radha Mataji, I don't know if I should be sharing this. It's TMI, but I am like one of the most laziest persons I know. And for me, again, even though you mentioned, the rope, you just have to hold on to it. Even that holding on part for me is hard. So I'm so grateful that thanks to like previous acharyas, just like we have the GPS, I personally have JPS. So all I have to do is follow JPS on the directions he's giving us, and that forms the rope, and just drive to that final destination. And there is so much clarity for that final destination, even though there are so many stars. Does that give us light? No, it's only that moon that's there in the sky truly gives us direction, that light. So thank you all so much. Maybe this is a good opportunity to move on to the last and final round. Tarni Radha Mataji, do you want to share why the moon is the most important symbol for a devotee to advance in our Krishna consciousness? So they're switching sides. Please feel free to share.
Yeah. Oh my God, I was just like mesmerized, just hearing Nandini Kishore Mataji's, description of the moon symbol. It just like made my heart feel so happy, so grateful to her. So it's very, it's just meditating. It's like one after the other. It is so amazing. So just first gratitude and so much of gratitude towards Nandini Kishore Mataji. And yes, the moon for me, as she was explaining, I was thinking for a sadhaka, in the beginning, till that taste is awakened, there is so much of dryness. There's so much of an empty desert that they have to walk through till they find that oasis where there is just so much of prema, where there is nishta, ruchi, asakti, bhava and prema, till they reach that cross over this anartha nivriti phase, which is this entire desert. It is very dry. During this time, right, that moon symbol, it is nourishing, the loving reciprocation that we receive from the Lord. That keeps us going to the point where we cross this anartha nivriti, come to nishta, where it becomes much more easier. Much more easier. And of course, the happiness that one gets over there is it's more afterwards. But during that anartha nivriti phase, when it's dry, we need that moon. We need to hold on to as well as sweet. So meditating on the beautiful, beautiful cooling rays of the moon, which is emanating from his lotus feet, is very, very relishable. And the other thing that I was thinking is that crescent moon, it's not a full moon, it's simple, it's a crescent moon, it's a baby one. So I was just thinking, the Supreme Lord is standing, his feet is where you begin from. When you take the darshan, it's from the feet you go up. So this is a crescent moon. You look at the feet, you pay obeisances, fall at his feet, and then you raise up and look at his lotus face, which is the full moon. So from the crescent moon up to the full moon darshan you'll have just by that is also I was just thinking how beautiful it is. And like how even our bhakti, as we are the yogi is meditating, he's also meditating on the lotus feet. So at that stage it's a crescent moon. The bhakti is the crescent moon. And then when the Lord gives a full darshan, then his bhakti is completely blossomed. So these were the thoughts that was just coming in my mind. Thank you. And I
It's
just
just
hope realizations too, just a discussion. Seriously, I never thought about it. It's only your discussions which made me think like this. So thank you very much.
beautiful, Mataji. Thank you so much. Yep, same thing here. I haven't thought of it like that. And again, like as Nandikishore Mataji mentioned earlier, right, the waning moon and the waxing moon. So it's like that, right? The crescent moon, the waning, it goes all the way up, and you see the beautiful Kala Chandri, Mayapur Chandra, Gaura Chandra. Right? It's very, 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 very nice. Thank you, Mataji, for sharing that. And also, same thing, right? Chaitanya Prabhu, he's in that Vipralamba Bhava, he's seeking. And I really loved how Nandikishore Mataji was earlier mentioning, like Radharani, she's like searching, going to the Rasastali, and she gets hurt on the way, and then the moon slowly grows, a Vipralamba is there, and then finally that Rasa Purnima Jai. Thank you. Nandikishore Mataji, would you like to share why the Urdhva Rekha is the most important symbol for devotees to advance in our Krishna consciousness?
Yes. Urdhva Rekha also represents our entire lineage is coming to save us. We say lineage, the line, the entire line is coming to save us. The second aspect of it is that there's a very important aspect. Urdhva Rekha also represents that the devotees will not fall down. Whoever just holds onto the rope, he will never fall down. What happens is in Anartha Nivritti, we oscillate like pendulum, we go on this side, we are pure devotees, and we go on that side, and we are, according to whatever mind's whims. So, but this Urdhva Rekha is such that you don't oscillate. You basically hold on to like a lift, pressing the lift button. You directly go into balls. And it says that the entire universe becomes like a egg-shaped. It just loses its context because we are holding on to that lifeline. Prabhupada once gave this very vivid description about this Urdhva Rekha is that a man has fallen in the blind well. He's crying. And when somebody comes and gives him the rope, he will not touch it. Then who can save him? All he has to do is just touch it, just take it. But he says, but he won't be. You know why? Because Bhagavad Gita 7.1, Maya asakta manaha partha yogam yugyanam ashraya. One who is attached to anything else, he cannot take that rope. He cannot take that rope. When can you take the rope? When you give out that attachment. Then you can hold on to the rope and go back to Godhead. And the other aspect it represents, we just touch this rope. We just take it to this rope. All 21 generations of our previous lives, this lives, they are also automatically attached to that rope. It's just
Right.
automatic. It's like magnet, The magnet will attract all the feelings. It's
Very
just like
nice.
that. That magnet will take you by, it will go back to Godhead automatically. And
Beautiful.
Krishna says that the goal is not back to Godhead. The goal is Krishna Prema. As far as we are attached to that rope, we don't even have to climb. Just be attached to that rope. Don't leave.
Jai. Wonderful. And I love it's like a sales pitch you're saying, not just you, 21 generations will go, just touch that. And I really love the point you mentioned about the lineage. We're so fortunate that our lineage, the source, it starts from Krishna all the way down. This rope comes to our beloved spiritual masters. So thank you, Mataji, for bringing that point up too. Did you want to share something else? You raised
And
your
then
hand.
one more line Lord Chaitanya says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita is Vajra Rekha. Raghunath Goswami followed the rules as if it's a line on the stone. He was so regulated, and that's something I'm working on. So, like I also like that line example, Rekha, not Urdhva Rekha, Vajra Rekha. It's like we say we put the line. It's like should be on the stone. not on the sand. Our regulation, our behavior can be like that. And I'm working on it. So I'm not trying to preach to the choir when I don't know stuff. I'm really working on it.
No, this discussion that you brought up is the perfect segue to like the winning question, as Sri Radha Mataji likes to share. Like, if we had to practice just one of the principles behind these symbols, there are several principles again behind each of these symbols. But if one principle behind these symbols deeply, right? So the question for our speakers would be, which one would you recommend, like for a month, or why? So if you want to like elaborate a little more, you have the time. Otherwise, we can move on to Tarni Radha Mataji. And Kishore Mataji, is that it? That you want to focus on the Vajrarekha and that's your meditation?
I can focus on moon too. If you want me to go back, I can go back.
No, I don't want you to. Whatever you want to focus on. And I really love, like, for example, Anikisha Mataji, like it seems like you did so much research on the moon as well, or the Urdhva Rekha as well, and you're quoting Shastras, Srila Prabhupada, and everything. It's so beautiful. So
Okay, I'll
whatever
go one more time.
inspires you.
I'll go one more
Okay,
time. I'll just,
go ahead.
why not give more juice?
Go ahead.
One time Krishna calls Radharani and says by mistake, "Oh moon face."
Oh God.
Oh moon.
I think Krishna doesn't want you to share this, Mataji.
And when she says Chandra, she says that Chandra, then she gets like Krishna had just gone to Chandravali and he's come back, and that Chandra, where he paused there, she gets angry. She says, "No, he has moon. The moon has dark spots. My face has no dark spots. The moon waxes and wanes. My beauty never waxes or wanes. The moon has lied. The moon is impartial with his wives." So many other things. And then Krishna says, "I will take the analogy back. Radharani, you're perfect."
See, Mataji, you were fine till now. They didn't want you to share. Yeah, please take care of yourself. Have a sip of water. Maybe Tarni Radha Mataji, would you like to share?
Math had so much of amazing analogies that Mataji was sharing about the moon. My God, and my heart is attracted to the moon. It's really attracted to the moon. It's so sweet. And for me, personally, I was just thinking about again the crescent moon, how everything has a beginning, and then from where I am, I need to accept the situation, accept where I am, and then go towards that full moon. So there is so much of potential in each of us. 78% of our the qualities which are there in the Supreme Lord, 78% is present in the Jiva. And Brahmas represents a whole 78, but then we, because of the conditioned nature, we are not there yet. It's all covered. So I'm also meditating just the same way, like the crescent moon. Yes, there's a long way to go to reach that full potential. That full potential is being situated in our eternal constitutional position as a servant of the Lord. Jivara Swarupaya Krishna Nityadas. So to become servant of Krishna, we need to reach our full potential. So from where we are to where we have to go, I'm just thinking, meditating on this crescent moon is acceptance of the self, whichever stage I am in, and then go towards, the full moon stage, so that I'll give pleasure to Krishna. Not that, like the goal. The goal is to love Krishna. Raja Prem. That's the goal. So
Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna happy. Yes, Mataji.
Beautiful. Yeah. Let's not forget our ritual of, choosing. So if we go to the react emoji, it like all the participants do. Maybe Tarni Radha Mataji, would you like to share which symbol you'd like to choose, like with the effects? What do you think represents the Urdhva Rekha the most? The rocket?
Yeah, that's all I can see, right? Yeah, maybe the rocket. Because,
Yeah. And Nandini Kishori Mataji?
Balloon.
Balloon, Jai. So balloon is the moon, and Urdhva Rekha, the rope, is the rocket. So please feel free to, and then as you all know, if you're not on video, your symbol won't be seen. So as Govindra Mataji mentioned last time, feel free to place your thumb and go ahead and choose. All right, Tarini Mataji started. She's chosen the rocket, which is the Urdhva Rekha. Okay, Nandi Kishore Mataji has chosen the moon.
Premarupa Madhavi, you can also choose.
I can also choose. Yeah, it's hard. Rajamandri Mataji, you chose the rocket.
Yes.
So you choose the Vidureka, Jai.
It's going, flying by. Oh, Radha Govinda Mataji is, I don't know whether she's busy. I don't see her on the line.
Okay, I'm choosing the rocket too, the rope. Yeah, holding on to it and helping us go there. Jai. Jai. Thank you. So look, yeah, it's actually hard. Like now I'm thinking about it, I want to go back to the moon because you both made such compelling points.
Rajamanjari says she chooses both too. So let's
Both, yeah, but we have to choose one. Only then can we meditate. You know what? My final answer is the moon. For me personally, reason would be rasa, sweetness. We get that with the moon. And I love the way we can meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord and like all the way to that beautiful Kala Chandra, Kala Chandri, beautiful face of the Lord. So, Jai, thank you so much. So looks like the moon wins. Ropes harder. But yeah, each of these symbols are so significant. It has bhakti of its own. Bhakti comes from bhakti. So we now will be a very, very good time to write a prayer to each of these beautiful symbols, right? Feel free to share the prayer or write the prayer in the chat and we can read it out. Pray to each of these symbols. It's just imagine the potency and the magnanimity of these symbols to have taken shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord and to be actually present there, right? They're not ordinary. So it's a nice opportunity to pray to these symbols. Sarni Radha Mataji?
As you were talking, as soon as you, in the end, when you were talking about the rope, I suddenly realized, the three material gunas, they are also considered the rope. So by
Yeah.
to this rope, you said it's so difficult to hold to the rope, but then this meditation came, that this thought came that when we are holding onto the rope, the three material gunas are the ropes, we will be cut off from that. So, this rope is that loving embrace of the Lord. So you're also in engagement with the rope. So I just wanted to share that.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. Because those ropes act like puppets and like are moving us around, but like this rope is like whiplashing them, cutting them off, and like only but if we take shelter of the rope. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So maybe that can be your prayer. Anyone else would like to write in a prayer or share a prayer to each of these symbols? Please take this moment to do so. Jai. Nandi Kishore Mataji has mentioned, Dear Gaurachandra, let my mind be always attached to your lotus feet to the smile of Lord Jagannath. Bless me so that I can invite everyone to the Rath Yatra festival, give Srila Prabhupada's works and share the mercy. Haribol, very, very, very beautifully said. I'll share mine, which is Dear Rope, Vidureka, kindly elevate me to the crescent moon present in the lotus feet of the Lord. And I can only achieve this if I were to follow our beautiful Guru Parampara, which also is like a line, a lineage that we have. So that finally I can meditate on that moon present in your lotus feet and looking up all the way go to see your beautiful Mukha Chandra. Jai.
Let me pull back to your heart like Radharani pulls the ropes of Rath Yatra. Let me pull back you in my heart.
Haribol, very, very nice. Let me invite you into my heart, Jai, and pull that rope. Hi, Bo. I think this is beautiful. Tanya Radha Mataji, are you writing a prayer? Okay, Jai. My dear Lord, please help me to hold on to the rope that you have personally sent me, Jai, via the Shastras, the words of my Guru Maharaj. Holding on to the rope also help me pull other souls. Wow. With my other hand. I love that spirit of preaching and I love that spirit of compassion that both of you are showing to all the other souls, and just like, right, Krishna is searching for those calves, so we become instruments in helping Krishna find, oh, I found one more calf lost here. He can, send that rope there, or you can carry that rope. So thank you both so much for this amazing discussion, and thank you for taking the time to research, to study so much, to go in depth, and to share this much nectar to each of us. We're so, so, so grateful to both of you. Thank you to Her Grace Sri Radha Govind Mataji for creating this beautiful Sangha and this beautiful project, this talk show, which is your brainchild, so that we all can meditate and relish on each of those beautiful symbols which are nectar-like. We can end with that final ritual. I encourage each of you to kindly close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And imagine you enter this wonderful elevator. If you don't mind, before you do, kindly mute yourself so that our meditation isn't disrupted. So we take a deep breath again. And we enter this beautiful elevator. And you ascend into this beautiful quiet garden at dawn. A quiet breeze is flowing. You feel still. You feel safe. You feel you're not alone because you see that beautiful Guru Parampara that has been guiding you to get onto that elevator and reach this most sublime destination. And at the center of this garden, you see the lotus feet of Lord Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, which is as cool and as radiant as Koti Chandra Shushitala, like the 10 million moons emanating radiance. And then you see a beautiful fountain that's shooting up water, and you feel that this represents the Urdhva Rekha, which represents lifting our spirits, lifting our consciousness. And as you look at the shooting Urdhva Rekha, or this beautiful water fountain, your eyes glances up on the beautiful full moon that represents Gaurachandra's beautiful lotus face. Here, you're not rushing. You're simply sitting there, placing all your worries, all your ambitions, all your defense, all your need to control at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, which has the capacity to push away all these unnecessary desires and give us shelter. Feeling this balance in this memory garden. When you look at the face of the Lord one last time with the corner of your eyes, it calms your restless heart and you feel cared for and you feel soothed. It's a wonderful time to slowly step back, save this memory in your memory garden that you have created within your hearts, within your inner minds, within your mind's eye. Take one more deep breath. Save this memory away in your heart's vault, forever ready to open as you go on to chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. the next time you desire. Let's take one more deep breath. Come back to this virtual Sangha and open your eyes. Thank you so much once again. Hare Krishna. Keep a lookout for the next symbols that we'll be discussing very, very, very soon. So don't miss out. Bliss out. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prema Rupa Madhi Mataji. That was
Yeah,
such
thank you very much, Prema Rupa Madhavi Mataji and Sri Govinda Devidasi Brajamanjari for participating. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shri
Very
Mataji,
grateful
for
to
those
you.
wonderful explanations. And thank you so much, Shri Radha Govinda Mataji, for this entire Sangha. My God, there's so much of churning of heart that happened today. In this
Absolutely.
all of you, it's like, and thank you, Brajamanjari Mataji, for all the beautiful shares that you gave.